Okay, I think it was about time I made a proper update video, because since it's been a while since the last one, and I have a lot of things I need to discuss, and I need to discuss them now. By the way, yes, hello everybody, as always, I am TheInvertedShadow, and as I said, this update video has been long overdue, and a lot of things have come up and happened to me as of late, and things have really changed for this channel, and me in general, so I'm just gonna try to bring you up to speed on what's gonna be happening. So, before we get started, I feel the need to just kind of, well, I know a lot of people do this, so why don't we take a look at a comment and get some insight on what I should really be doing.
Stop creating bullshit videos. I want the videos with the curse out and the other videos you've promised you will make them. So stop creating stupid videos and finally do the Elements of Insanity episodes. You've promised many things, but have you done at least one of them? Nope. So finally start creating TF2 Freak videos and the exciting adventures of Pinkie Pie videos. You are creating shitty videos because you're using only 10% of your brain capacity. But if you would use 1000% of your brain capacity, you would be making cool videos right now. So start using 1000% of your brain.
Alright then. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those videos, as you can see. So, I have a lot of projects I need to discuss, and I really have been waiting too long to do this, so let's get right into the big one of them all.
Elements of Insanity.
I'm just going to say this right now and make this point abundantly clear. All my ideas for the Elements of Insanity are now at a very low priority on my list. Why? Well, recent events involving a few select very stupid people have all but killed my motivation for using these characters. I'm not outright canceling the series, yet. Unfortunately, I've said this many times before, but I'm going to continue to beat this point into your heads because apparently you people are incapable of listening. Well, not all of you, just a few of you. You get the idea. I'll say it again, so it will stand. The Elements of Insanity are not the focus of my channel, or I don't want them to be the focus of my channel, which is apparently still not being processed by most of you. Christ, even my friend I Am Shadow 007, the voice of Brutalite fucking Sparcake, is getting tired of your shit. I actually had a few conversations with her, and even she's getting sick of hearing all the fantards constantly demand that I drop everything and do more EOI stuff. No! I'm not going to conform to your demand just because you want to see a certain thing from me. No, that's not how I work. I do my own thing. It's my channel. I'll put on it what I want to put on it. And if you don't like it, and if the EOI are the only thing it came for, the unsubscribe button is right there. Ah, God, I am getting so sick and tired of constantly saying this. And really, I thank all the people who have been standing up for me against these fantards, but it's just, I can't handle the pressure anymore. It's gotten to that point where it's just, once more, the price of fame, as I said in the past. So yeah, the Elements of Insanity will be going on another hiatus while I focus on other things, and all comments about them will be ignored until further notice. And this is really a shame because I actually did start work on the next episode of the series, but after all that's happened, I really don't feel like working on it right now. Really, the only other thing I can say is that, well, considering my plans of them, after the Shimmer Cakes arc, I have at least 3 other story arcs with the EOI in mind. But as I said, I have no interest in working on them right now because, as I said, my motivation for them is at an all-time low, and I don't feel like using them right now. But moving on to other positive, well, hopefully positive things.
The Lost Ones.
Surprisingly enough, this series is actually still in development. I have actually finished writing out the series. It is fully scripted thanks to my friend Turkish Phantom, or Dark Wraith Turk, however you prefer to call his name. I just need to stop being lazy and get on it. But besides that, Episode 3 of The Lost Ones is still in production, as I have teased that in the past, and hopefully I will be able to have the main character Tavel voiced by yet another friend of ours, hopefully. That's really all I can say. I really hope that you enjoy the rest of the series once it comes out, but I'm getting ahead of myself.
Another Uncanny Night Watch.
To be frank, I really had no idea where I was gonna go with this one. Just to spoil it, this was essentially going to be a prequel sequel to the first Uncanny Nightwatch video, with Fiametta's companion Disc-Scout going to the old Freddy Fazbear's and having to deal with all the animatronics in the same way that Fiametta did. So basically, it was going to be like in the same vein as Five Nights at Freddy's 2 to the first Five Nights at Freddy's, pretty much. However, thanks to a recent falling out with a friend of mine, you might recognize him by his incoherent chipmunk, I have no real interest in working on this thing anymore, so... And, well, besides the fact I've also stated how I've kind of grown tired of Five Nights at Freddy's at this point, so, you know. So, yeah, as of today, April 19th, 2016, consider this project cancelled. I'm really sorry, guys. I really don't normally cancel projects, especially when I built them up for so long, but as I said, I'm really losing interest in Five Nights at Freddy's at this point, so it's not my cup of tea anymore. Which brings me to my next point.
The Lyrish series.
So if the ending of my video, Another Stroke of the Lyrish, wasn't evidence enough, yes, there will be a fourth and final episode to this series of mine. As you might expect, it will be based off of Five Nights at Freddy's 4, which is weird considering I haven't even played that game, nor will I ever, but I digress. So yeah, I still have to plan out a lot of this video outside of the Robo Bonbon you saw at the end of Another Stroke of the Lyrish, but this video will still contain most of the comedy the first three Lyrish videos had, while focusing a little more on the horror aspect, since, well, Five Nights at Freddy's is still a horror game after all. Even if I don't care for it, I still try to be scary. Much. Anyways, moving on.
5 a.m. at Freddy's.
Wow, I really can't seem to stop talking about Five Nights at Freddy's in this video, can I? I guess you could say it rubs off on me, but again, I digress. This is actually something I decided to start myself. A while ago, I posted a poll on my Twitter, basically asking if anybody would want to see my own take on the 5 a.m. at Freddy's videos done by Pimations. And as I expected, the decision was a unanimous yes. So, as promised, or well, not promised, but you get the idea, I'm going to animate all 4 of the 5 a.m. at Freddy's videos. But rather than make them just their 4 separate videos, I'm going to post them all into one big compilation video, one after the other, because, well, I kind of work like that. I'm going to strictly keep it to animating it in Gary's mod, but I will probably use SFM if it comes to that. But I guess we'll have to see what happens, eh?
Fiametta Origins.
This is something else I've teased at before, and I still plan on making it a reality. It's still a very high priority for me, just a lot of things have come up. As you would expect, this is all about my character Fiametta, that nutty little female scout that just people I really can't seem to stop using a lot. But this video will basically be played out as a sort of biopic detailing how Fiametta got her powers, as well as the source of all her insanity and erratic behavior. I really hope you guys will enjoy it, but right now I'm currently reworking the script I've got because I actually did have a script for it. I'm just having to rework it a little bit. It will still happen, and I really think you guys will find it interesting to say the least. Moving on.
Barry Punch's Quest.
Here is yet another tennis that is surprisingly still active. As you may know, Cavern the Hunter is gone, so I handed control of this tennis over to Witchy Gmod, another friend of mine, who was happy to do a part 2, but as you may have already guessed, he is not exactly into ponies, so, well, you know. Part 3 of this tennis is still happening, and please, don't pester Witchy about it, because I really don't think he wants to hear about it. And I'm really sorry that you had to put up with this dude. I know you're my friend and all, but I feel bad that you had to hear those kind of comments you've been getting. Anyways, that's getting off point here. Part 3 of Barry Punch's Quest will happen eventually, but it will most likely be the last part due to the aforementioned reasons. However, I still have thoughts of maybe doing yet another series with Demo Punch, but, well, I need to see how the last part goes and I need to think more on it, but maybe we'll make something out of it, who knows.
Double Shadow Plays.
I mentioned I Am Shadow earlier, I'm going to mention her again. Yes, we will be doing more Let's Plays under our alias Double Shadow Productions, just that I Am Shadow has been very busy as of late and we just need to find time on our schedule to do more recording. Now, concerning the games that we have on the chopping block, we're going to be playing, two other playthroughs we have in mind would be those of Overlord and Alien Isolation, both of which were gifted to us by our friend over on DeviantArt, God for Us. Please, go watch him and give him a little support, because his art is amazing. And, of course, he was responsible for the title cards that you see here. But, besides that, we are also planning to play all of the Tomb Raider games. Yes, every single one of them, including the reboots. Besides that, we may also consider a few other games we've been gifted, like, say, Honey Pop, Layers of Fear, Plague Inc. Evolved, maybe even the Angry Video Game Nerd Adventures games if we're feeling confident. And, besides that, we also will be continuing our playthrough of American McGee's Grimm, and I myself will be continuing my playthrough of Undertale as my own thing. So, yeah, expect to see a lot more Double Shadow this year, hopefully.
Kami!
Wow, here's a character I have totally not forgotten about at all, thanks to other things. So yeah, it has been ages since the last time I did anything with Kami, but with my putting the Elements of Insanity on a hiatus, I hope to rectify that. I have certainly not forgotten about her. I actually have a lot in mind for Kami now. I actually even started on a new video with her that I hope to put out soon enough. But for the meantime, I have completely reworked her character and her powers since, well, many people have pointed out she is just a very overpowered Mary Sue, and I am inclined to agree. I hope to fix that, hopefully. Now, besides that, I also aim to continue the story I started a while ago with her, with the Pony Scouts and the Jack and all that other kind of shit. So we'll see where that goes, but Kami is far from being dead. I haven't forgotten, people. Not yet.
BroNYCon!
I mentioned this in one of my other update videos, but I may as well bring it up again. A friend of mine over on YouTube and DeviantArt named FD Daylight, a fellow Gmodder SFMer, has invited me to go to BroNYCon again this year as part of a 3D Ponies panel that he's hoping to get accepted. Now, as I stated before, the whole reason I was able to make it to this convention 2 years in the past was because I was able to share a hotel room with my mate Minus Gonzo. But he is pretty uncertain he'll be going again this year, so I've now got to scramble to try and get together all the money I need for both the hotel, the train trip, any other expenses, yada yada yada, you get the idea. So, I am still accepting donations via my PayPal and my Patreon, because I'm still incredibly hesitant to set up anything like a GoFundMe or any other kind of fundraising thing like that, because I don't want to come off as desperate, because it's not like imperative I go to BroNYCon this year, because even if I do get to see all kinds of fantastic fans and people, but it's not the end of the world if I go. It would be nice, but I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. So, if you want to donate, that's totally cool with me. Just, you know, that's really all I can say. I'm sorry.
Future projects!
Well, may as well close out this video with a few things I've got in mind for the future. And there's actually a lot of them. May as well start with a teaser for something I actually started last year. You thought the first one was going to be scary. Anyways, so yeah, speaking of sequels, I'm also going to be doing another to a video that I also did, Vinyl's Big Night. Surprisingly, the reception on that was surprisingly well. In fact, people were actually asking if I would go back and remake it with all the stuff that I said I'd cut out. As much as I'd love to do that, I just don't have it in me to do so. But I will be doing a sequel to Vinyl's Big Night, entitled Vinyl's Big Encore. This will hopefully rectify the problems done with the first video, but will also featuring a bigger set list of DJ songs, a bigger cast, and on top of it all, hopefully the same visual style the first video had. I'm currently writing up a script for the Encore, but I have no set idea of when this video is going to come out, so hopefully it will still be good. Besides that, I also have a kind of super secret project I've been writing, again, with my friend TheInvertedShadow, which I actually hinted at over on my DeviantArt. I actually have the resources I need and the script for it is ready, but the project will be entitled Child of Shadow. It involves a new character of mine who I hope to develop, and I really hope you guys will like it because I'm trying to do something kind of sort of original that isn't the Elements of Insanity and is kind of pony related, but you get the idea. And speaking of sort of original ideas, there's another thing I'm currently scripting out, which I hope to make reality. A crossover between My Little Pony and the mobile game Dota 2, entitled, well, My Little Dota 2. The vein for this series would pretty much be the ponies of My Little Pony entering the game Dota 2 and fighting each other with different teams of heroes. I already have the first episode slated out with Twilight versus Trixie, so we'll see what happens. And of course, this will be done exclusively in Source Filmmakers, so hopefully it will be good practice for me. That's really all the major projects that I have in mind, but there is so much that I actually still want to do. Like, for example, I've actually had the kind of urge to kind of animate songs, like little music videos. Like, for example, one big thing I want to do is animate a song or two from user DA Games, because, well, let's face it, his music is fucking awesome. Listen to it. I can't look back at everything because your corpse is running for me. You like the thought of the bright, these layers of fear tonight. So yeah, I'd actually love to do an animation of a song or two. And, well, besides that, I'm also kind of hoping to see maybe if I could collaborate with people in the future, whether it be animations or voice acting or even singing, because, well, I've done that in the past. You may remember I did a comic dub editing job with my friend DeWilsonator and I Am Shadow, and I've also helped with other people, so I'd love to collaborate with people in the future, just that I'm too shy to even ask if people would be interested in doing something with me. Besides Gmod tendencies, because that's a totally different thing, but yeah. Yeah, I think I've said pretty much everything I wanted to say. I'm really sorry if I've been stuttering a lot, but I kind of went a little unscripted for this, so I'm terribly sorry for that. But after all I've said, I think I need to take it easy, especially as I said with the whole Elements of Insanity bullshit still going on, but I'm trying to keep my head up, guys, so hopefully I'll hear from you all soon. That is all for now. Shadow out.